Yo, welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. Very crazy first month of 2020. All types of things going on, like wars. Well, war's always been going on, but just a lot of sad moments.
Yeah.
But also, good things happening to individuals. And one of the people I've met in the last year or two, like 2-3 years, maybe it's been.
Maybe 3 now.
3 years is one of my favorite comics coming up. One of my favorite energies to see on IG story. No, real talk. This is my homegirl right here, Sherry Cola.
Yo, my Korean baby boy.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Likewise. Seriously, same. That was very kind. I didn't expect that eulogy.
I watch your IG stories like a TV show. It
Really?
is- yeah, like it's like a show.
I mean, hopefully one day it will be.
I can't stand tapping 100 times, but still, it's it's a journey.
Honestly,
It's a journey.
it is kind of nuts that we've known each other for 3 years now. Is it? When did you shoot murals?
Yeah, about 3 years ago. 3 years or so. But the interesting thing, let me just kind of fill in people who you are. You're a comedian, you're an actress, and you're a writer. Like,
Sure,
I guess,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're a rapper too, low key.
I'm out here.
Yeah, you are out here. And
I
you're
do
good.
what I do.
You're good at freestyling and battling and shit.
I mean, clearly not on your level, but give me a beat. No, I'm kidding.
I have a bucket full with words that you will rhyme to. No. I mean, in general, I think there's a lot of comedians who've dabbled into the battle rap stuff because there's a lot of these showcases that do it, and you're like really good. You're probably one of the top tier.
Am I?
Battle rap comedians.
I'm not even paying you to say this right now. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Obviously, growing up, watching 106 in Park, etc. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so inspiring, and rapping was something that I've always just liked.
Did
rhyming.
you always do it like comedically, or was there a time where you're like serious?
Oh, I was serious.
Oh, okay.
There's some stuff on SoundCloud. We should play it.
Oh my god.
Because I'm really proud.
I gotta do some research.
Truly, I'm really proud of it. It's like...
Wait, keep talking. I'm going to just adjust.
Well, now it's like cringy, but I was legit rapping on the Pound Cake beat, you know what I mean? Like the Motto beat, you know what I mean? This is kind of around like 2011 when I was really like... there were so many things I wanted to do, stand up, rapping, hosting.
I think you're kind of like me in the way where you just kind of mixed up all your interests together. Because
Totally.
I was like a class clown, and that's kind of how I got into battle rap. Really, I was a class clown before I was like even into hip hop as a child. You know what I mean? And then when I got into rap, I was like, I could somehow fit all of it in together.
Yeah.
There's a time I did spoken word and shit.
Oh, see, I'm pretty down to dabble in that too. I haven't actually done it, but I've like written so many things in our 30-something years. But yeah, I mean, legit, I was in 6th grade writing raps, and like, it was, I still remember this rap. It's really bad.
Go ahead.
Like, really bad. Like,
Go ahead.
like juvenile
Okay.
AF. Damn, I totally forgot. Wait, bad
You
words.
just freeze up. You choked up.
No,
right
I
there.
just legit choked. But I'm trying to remember the actual like 4 bars.
Yeah.
Wait, it was Bad Boys. Oh, I'm looking for a bad boy, and I ain't talking about Diddy. Bad boys eyeing me when I walk in the city. Eyes wide open like it's shocking to see me. Bitches never fuck with me because I'll knock out their pretty. Literally 6th grade.
That's crazy.
Can you
That's
believe?
crazy. I didn't even write my first rap until 8th grade. So yeah, you were before me.
But
Shit.
it's like, it was such an interest from day one.
Yeah.
So when I was in my early 20s or whatever, like, I mean, in high school, I did things like make funny videos in which I also rapped, and, I hosted the talent show. So I would do things that I'm kind of doing now. But, back then, you just didn't realize this passion was end game.
I think a lot of cats don't realize a
Right.
lot of those moments, key moments when you find out, like, this is what I'm supposed to do, happens
Yeah.
early. It really
for
does.
sure.
Like, I always say the classroom was my first stage. Like, I'd raise my hand just so the teacher would pick me, I could say some funny shit.
Oh,
it
100%.
was like getting the microphone real quick, and then
that thrill.
And then I remember, like, after a while, my teachers just didn't trust me to like pick me to participate, because
Right.
they're like, and then they'd be like, maybe, okay, John, what is it? And then I say it again, and they'd be like, fuck, why did I choose you again? You cracked that damn joke.
No,
but yeah,
the thrill, like literally, you know, when on the first day of school, when they're playing that name game, and you know you're about to be next, you know you're about to like be funny as fuck.
Yeah. You know
Like,
what's so
you know.
you know what's so crazy? Like I would literally go home from a day of school, just getting one joke off. I'd be like, God damn, I had a great day.
Just like
like all of the days work. Like from some dumb joke that got like crazy laughs. Like,
no, legit, like one of. It's so funny how we remember these moments, but same, like I would just try to do these bits, you know? I remember I had this graphics class or whatever, and the teacher was kind of like an older dude, but like he was young and hip and down with the jokes, right? So we had this like silent reading like every day for like 10 minutes, and one day this guy named Kyle was like talking, and then he was like, Kyle, follow me. They go outside, and then the teacher bangs on the door, and then comes back in and does this, as if he just fucked up Kyle. So then in that moment, I was like, hey, Mr. Hollinger, let's do this again on Thursday. But like follow my lead. So basically, I'm talking, and he's like, Sherry, follow me. So we're thinking he might do the same thing. So we bang on the door when we're outside, and then I come in and then do that.
You did a whole bit with your teacher?
Straight up bit.
That is amazing.
Like,
you wrote a whole sketch and did a bit with your teacher.
But that's the thing. Like, we just love doing that shit, you know? It just, like, it truly got the blood flowing.
And I mean, that's what it's about. I remember even when I got into battle rap, like, there was no money in battle rap, but it's like, I'd go out, battle in the city, and like I win the battle. I don't win shit except props and shit, you know what I mean? And I come home with my roommate to get a struggle $5 Little Caesars pizza that's starving, and I'm just like, man, I'm killing it. I'm like fucking killing out here. Yeah, and then I met like my manager, and he's like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you're getting views, but it's not even on your channel or anything. So he kind of facilitated on how to make money off it. But I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just like, I'm killing it.
Yeah, because what fueled us was the creativity part of it.
That's like the adrenaline of like the reactions, the laughs, the oohs and the ahs. It hits you like no other.
A drug.
It really is a drug for sure.
It is a drug. It's a hit of a nice Marlboro 27, which I miss every day, if you will. Sponsor #ad.
Oh wait, let me ask you this: so was Sherry Cola your rap name, or no? Was that something that came later?
So the fact that like rap name is even. I
mean, it's a thing.
I would have never called myself a rapper. I still don't call myself a rapper. You know, of course, I live vicariously through Lil Tasty, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But so Sherry Cola came about when I was actually trying to make a Yelp account, and I was asking my homegirl, like, oh, what should my Yelp username be? I want it to be food related. And she was like, what about Sherry Cola? I was like, oh, that's catchy.
Yeah.
So in that same year, Vine was popping. So like I made a Vine. I hardly really succeeded there, but I was making some videos, and one of them did go viral. And because like Vine is so username heavy, because remember, like you wouldn't recognize someone and be like, oh, Lampshade 54. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like me and the homies would talk about some Instagram hot girl. And be like, you know, XRSP, like
Butterfly Coochie XO.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know her, by the way. She owes me money. But yeah, so my name was Sherry Cola on there. So some people actually recognize me from the Vines, like randomly. And they'll be like, Sherry Cola, Sherry Cola. I'm like, okay, that's kind of catchy. Like, people are actually calling me this. So then I ended up changing my Instagram name and Twitter name to that. And, you know, when you meet new people, like, if I'm like, hey, follow me on IG, and you see that my name is Sherry Cola, you just call me Sherry Cola.
Right.
You know, so basically people just started calling me Sherry Cola.
I see.
And when I first started doing stand-up, they asked what I wanted on the flyer. And I was like, fuck it. Because stand-up... I mean, even now, you know, half the Asians in the game, we don't use our real names.
What's
you know what I mean?
your real last name? Do
people know this? I don't know if it's out there.
Oh, okay. Do you mind? If you don't have to. I mean, I understand artists.
I will. How about I'll tell you my Chinese name? It's Xu Yijie.
Xu Yijie.
So you can put that together. What you?
Okay.
My last name is.
Like that didn't give me any clues.
Xu Yijie.
Okay.
Wait, what's your Korean name?
Well, Park. Like, you know how you always put the last name first.
Yeah.
It's Park Sungman. like Songman.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense.
But I mean, I never used Korean. Like literally, I was like 13, and my grandma from Korea called, and it's like, "This is your Korean name," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And that's what happened. But I never really used it for anything. My full name is Jonathan Park.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
I go by like John Park, as you know.
Right. Well, because I wasn't born here, so my name wasn't Sherry like from the jump. Like my dad just found that name like a waitress.
I like Sherry Cola, and it's like it works.
It is what it is.
That's the name you use as your credits for when you go
everything.
Film and everything.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's tight.
I mean, especially with stand-up, starting off, like, there's people named Cedric the Entertainer. You know what I mean?
Aquafina, like, she straight ran with that.
Right, Dumbfounded. Yeah. I mean, well, obviously that's the rapper name.
I'm still figuring out, like, how to navigate that low-key, you know?
Right.
And, I mean, it'd be great if everyone just was like, okay, we'll run with Dumbfounded, you know? But it's a little tough, I think. I mean, but then seeing Aquafina's route with that name, I'm like, it's crazy how she went all the way to the Globes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a household name now.
So I'm
you know?
like, maybe rap names and shit work, but
why
even
not?
Ludacris didn't really fully do that too.
What did he use? His Chris Bridges?
No, did he go by Ludacris all the way through? I think he might have actually, but
interesting.
There's like a 50 still goes like Curtis, 50 Cent.
Oh, maybe you could do that, like John Dumbfounded Park.
That's why I shortened Jonathan, because I was like, that's too
many. Yeah, even like Tim De La Ghetto. We just all
right.
out here using fake names. You know, and it wasn't even. I did have that slight, mini identity crisis where I'm like, oh well, I don't want people to think that I'm hiding the fact that I'm Asian. I don't want people,
right?
I don't want to like act like I'm tricking Hollywood, but it just so happened.
Well,
it was a coincidence.
I think it's for particularly us, like we come from like nicknames, like our generation of friends.
Yeah, the AKAs.
Yeah, so
I knew a couple grumpies and smileys back in my day.
It's not just a coincidence. It's more like the world we come from. It's like there was always nicknames.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I don't know why I got Dumbfounded. That's like not really a traditional Asian hood gangster like nickname. It's always like Dopey and
yeah.
Like
well, my AKA was Fabulous with the Z. It was Fabulous, like with the screen names. It was Ms. X Fabulous. But I went through a whole bunch of like AIM
Fabulous sounds like a Bratz doll. Like, that was one of the Bratz dolls' names or something. Like,
no, I went through some like I remember one time it was Thug Mrs.
Yeah.
My screen name was Thug Mrs.
Thug Mrs.
As if I even went through anything.
I mean, I was of course Chino. Like growing up with Latinos, like I always say, there's a Chino on like every block. I was Chino of 4th and Harvard, like
wow,
like a Duke or something.
That's hilarious.
But I mean, it's like a derogatory term, like I guess against Asians from Latinos, but I like embraced it, and it wasn't like my friends were like trying to clown me with the name. It was just a nickname. I loved that I was given a nickname. Sure. It was like exciting. And then I met another Chino down the block, and that shit had me hot.
And then y'all had a duel.
It was like the Spider-Man meme, just like
That's the best meme. No, people actually call me Chino too.
Yeah,
but first of all, they didn't even give me the female conjugation.
The China? Yeah.
But I don't think it was in a good way. I remember this one time. I don't know. I was just trying to have courage because, like, there were some bullies back in the day. I remember in 6th grade, I don't know what happened. Some dude was trying to get smart with me or something. And I was like, I'm going to kick your ass.
and this was SGV.
Yeah, this is SGV, Alhambra. And then he was like, oh, this Chino thinks she can kick my ass.
Right.
And then I actually low-key got some threats back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, there was this girl named Davina. And like, she was in 8th and I was in 6th or something. And then I remember she thought I was talking shit. It was all about like thinking someone's talking shit.
Yeah.
And I was not talking shit.
I heard you're talking shit, fool.
Yeah. I heard you were talking shit. And then literally it was like in slow motion. Her and her 2 friends walked towards me in slow motion. And I'm like in the playground. And she's like, if you want to talk shit about me, say it to my face. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And then they walk away.
Right.
What is this? It's so interesting. I always felt like I didn't belong. Like, even as I was, more developed and more, finding confidence in my own evolution, whatever, like, I still feel like, I went from Alhambra to Temple City, but, like, there were a lot of, the Asian gangsters, Asian drug dealers, Asian, hotties, ABGs, etc. And I always felt like I was, like, a fish out of water.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. Like, I'm like this exact same experience as you, because I'm from Koreatown. Like, we're neighborhoods that we're not like, the picked on Asians always either, you know, because you had the whole community. There's hard Asians.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like an Asian in you know, in the Midwest or something. He's the only Asian kid and everyone's poking fun at him. Over here, there's a crew of Asians, and like I didn't fit there.
Sure.
You know, I didn't fit in this other end. Like it was weird. You know, I talk about this a lot, and I found that whole connection. I found it in battle rap. You know, all of a sudden I do that, and the Asians came around like, "Yo, holding it down for us." Like that's where I found the respect.
Interesting.
You know? But like I completely feel you. Like that it was probably the same way in SGV, and maybe you had other interests or something.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I just like in a sense knew maybe there was more out there, you know, like even because 626 is such a bubble, you know, which and it's my hometown. Like literally, I love it so much, and I'll rep it till I die. You know.
So you weren't an AZN.
I mean, I don't think so. I kind of was just like I don't even think I was that cool or anything, and then like but people knew who I was, and you know Sherry says the darndest things, and like I was on like marching band, and I was in this film club, and then I was in pep like senior year, like
but you weren't at the Rice Rocket races, and you didn't have
I dabbled after though, because we were like like hanging out with some dudes that would be at car meets at Famima, you feel me?
I mean SGV has a huge community of Asians, and you know they hold it down with the pride too,
and even with like partying, like I love partying, obviously I love drinking, etc. You know, I black out, you know, at least twice a month. But like, it just that party scene. Sometimes you just, I'm innately a goody, you know, which is.
And that AZN was like super rave heavy during that time. It was like ecstasy and Nas tanks.
I actually never. I did the Nas.
The Nas tanks.
I never did ecstasy, and you know, I've talked about this in my joke because I never got into EDM.
Yeah.
You know. Excuse me, but everyone was going to, you know, the Benny Benassi things, and
right.
I just never got into it. But
the Nas tanks was, if you in hindsight, like that shit is fucked up.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. It's just chemicals. I mean, all of it's fucked up. But you know,
for a long time in Korea, they would have like pretty much whippets, like which is like Nas tanks.
Is it the cleaners, the keyboard cleaners?
No, the same little, you know, like the little like small versions of Nas tanks.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and they'd fill up little balloons with it, and it was some kind of loophole in Korea where like they could sell that at bars. So at bars, you get a drink and you get happy gas, whatever, and you're just sipping on this balloon and shit. And I think they like cut that shit out because people were probably like dying.
It's also kind of ridiculous when you think about it. It's like what?
It's because they're so strict on like weed and all that stuff. So it was like a alternative. You know what I'm saying?
To get the fix.
Yeah.
So. And I was getting loopy off of Nas balloons and like Smirnoff green apples. Remember those? Remember those bad boys?
Smirnoffs. It's like you couldn't even holler at girls if you didn't pull up with a Smirnoff, like a dozen of Smirnoff. It's like they're like, you don't have Smirnoff, and I was like, I gotta go make a Smirnoff run now.
Now it's the White Claw.
That's what it is, huh? Like the evolution of that is now it's white. That's what Smirnoff is probably, right?
Essentially, well, White Claw is the low cal because now we're all like health conscious and we want to make the collarbones sharp.
It was like Smirnoff, like Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Four Loko?
Is probably in that mix, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe recurring, maybe not a series reg.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when was the first time you got drunk?
First time I got drunk was probably in middle school, so at some point. Like it was like later, maybe 7th grade or something like that.
7th grade?
Yeah, 7th grade. I mean, but that wasn't like when I started regularly drinking. It was my first time I got drunk, and I probably didn't like touch it for like until like again in like 9th grade or something.
What was the scenario?
It was probably just like a 40 ounce or something, like pounding like a Mickey's or Old English, you know.
Yeah, you
were
just at a party.
Like,
I loved Mickey's.
Yeah, we used to run through the motherfuckers.
I'm a fan of the 40 ounces. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister used to pound like 2 Mickeys like nothing.
Now I want to drink. Like I just love drinking, and it's like for me, I'm like 0 or 100. Yeah. It's like I have this mentality of if I'm gonna drink, I gotta get drunk. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's like because you grab 1 or 2 drinks and nothing's happening, and you're like, I gotta just keep going until something happens, right? Like what else is supposed to happen, you know? But then we always regret what happened. So one time I don't even know, and I have a problem of like just not giving a fuck, and I start mixing. You know,
I mix all the time. Because I love beer and mixed drinks. I like both.
Same. And I'll just like it's like I'll be down 8 beers and then take a shot and start like drinking hard, which is obviously never a good idea. But I legit one time I was at the Palladium for something, and I was so blacked out, and I was like, I'm gonna go home. Cut to, I'm literally sitting on the curb on Sunset Boulevard, like puking on myself.
Yeah.
And my phone falls into my puke.
Oh my god.
And then like apparently the stranger bought me a hot dog. And then it's a lot, you know. I'm like,
yeah.
And then a stranger calls me an Uber. It was just those moments. I'm like, why do we do it? You know.
I mean, I've seen you drunk too.
You've seen me drunk.
I've definitely seen
I still have questions about that night. Truly.
I think we're seeing more like Asians in our field getting drunk more because there's more things we're celebrating now. Like it's a good year for Asians, so there's all these mixers and premieres, and then now we're just seeing more drunk Asians that you know, in a professional Asians that we never really seen drunk. You know, big stars.
I'm just hoping everyone else is also drunk when I'm drunk, but.
You're fine. I don't. I mean, you're giddy and like fun, but you're not like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of drinking, I ran into Bong Joon-ho yesterday.
Oh, I saw the photo.
Yes,
where?
The bar that I usually go to. I don't want to mention it. I don't know.
We don't.
Even though everybody probably knows who I'm talking about. But I was going to the bar and he was eating right next door.
Wow.
So I was with Jay Park, who's like a big star in Korea. So I was like, I didn't want to go alone. I was like, dude, you got to come with me because they'll recognize you. So I like tagged along with him. But it turns out his son is a huge fan of mine. Amazing. Like he was dropping like mad deep cut songs and shit, and he was excited to take a picture with us. Like we took a picture with Bong Joon-ho, his son, me and Jay, and then we're like, yeah, enjoy your dinner, and we went to the bar, and then him and his crew come to the bar. The translator's there, like the
translator is dope.
Yeah.
She's killing it.
She's pretty cute too, actually. She's a cute girl. She's a cute translator.
Was there conversations and good times?
No, I was like, I don't know. Like I saw her and I was like, hey, I just wanted to say, I don't know. I like your translating.
I'm a fan of your work.
I'm a big fan of your translating. Going like, you're doing a great job. She is actually a great translator. Let me say that.
Because the punchlines, like it takes a lot of.
Well, she's clear. I've seen a lot of terrible translations over the last decade of these artists, like Asian artists or sports players especially. There's always some terrible translator, you know. But she's been doing a great job, and I was just curious, like who she was, you know, and I just talked to her briefly, and then that was it. But it was a pretty cool moment.
That's dope. That's amazing. What a time to meet him. Like in this
I saw Parasite last night. Like I saw the one with live to orchestra. You know, the orchestra was playing.
I saw that.
Live to picture. And Bong Joon-ho comes out and all crowd's going crazy. He's just, waving to talks to the crowd a little bit and left. After that, I go home and my boy's like trying to convince me to come out and grab a drink. Right. So I do, and I'm glad I did because that happened.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that shit was so fucking sick.
So how does that feel, like as a Korean, just being in the Korean community and something like Parasite just completely sweeping?
Oh, I will say that it is, it's real. It's like a moment, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of glad just that there's something more than just K-pop. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate on K-pop.
Sure.
But after a while, you just get tired of it because everybody loves the phenomenon of K-pop, but some people like it, likes it ironically. And, it just gets, like, annoying a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I just like that there's this other cool, hip, artsy thing.
That's true.
That's an export of Korea, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think in terms of, like, being Chinese. We didn't really have, obviously we have more things now, but
Chinese
back then
are
it was like...
now. I will say, Koreans was like the pop culture. Now it's like the Chinese are in.
Hey, you know what? We were waiting our turn for you to pass the baton, and we're out here. No, I think all of us, truly, I can preach this. Like the Asian community now. I mean, especially just like bridging all of the gaps and really coming together because like so many years ago, it was easy to be competitive, because there were so few spots. But now there's room for everyone, and as we see more opportunity, you really realize we're also different as well. Like, things that we, succeed in, things that we book, if you will, like that was meant for us, and yeah, it's I'm excited, especially you're right, we have so many reasons to celebrate now. There's these events where we can see each other and like we see each other more and more often.
I've seen that Chinese, like, because I as I gotten more into the TV and film side in the past year, there's tons of like Chinese American writers. I've noticed that a lot, and I think because like the Chinese have a longer kind of American history, like you guys are really good at telling this like Asian American story a lot,
Yeah.
And like I told like Jessica Gao, our mutual friend, I was like, I haven't made this many Chinese friends in my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't around that many Chinese people, like in my neighborhood and shit, you know?
I've legit heard that a few times, especially in the last year, where, you know, people will be like, wow, I can't believe there's this many Asians at the same time in this room, and we're all like in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've just been silently killing it, I guess, and now it's finally.
It's really a weird feeling to every year be like, this is the year, and it's not the year. And then like it's really the year.
This
like,
one does feel good. You know, I think it's only up from here. You know, truly, this is not a phase. We're clearly like putting in work. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's like the other day. I'm driving down the street. I see a billboard with your face on it. I see Nora, billboards.
It's insane.
I saw like 2 other projects where there's like an Asian person in it. I'm like, that's just.
Wow, that is kind of dope. I just kind of got chills a little bit.
No, real talk. Like I was getting chills as I was driving. I was like, this shit is fucking crazy to me. Like. What the fuck?
That is. I didn't even realize that because I see Nora's all the time, and then I've seen mine, but I didn't put that together.
Yeah,
Like, oh wow, it's at the same time.
That and like some other shit too that I saw. I was like, what the fuck? This is so crazy.
I mean, and honestly, Nora is so fucking just like a pioneer right now. Like literally leading this fucking fire ass community in this journey, and just to watch her, like. I mean, it's mind-blowingly fucking epic, and just like Nora from Queens is so funny. And
that shit was funny.
Wildly
I
Asian.
Until I went to the premiere, I didn't see a cut, and it was dope. It's like it's good to see like this ridiculous like comedic moments, right? Like and like stoner-ish comedy with like Asian cultural elements,
right?
And that felt like it's something. It's like. People could be like, oh, there's some stupid jokes, but it's cultural still, which is sick. You know what I mean?
So good.
That's amazing.
It's representing us in a way that the world hasn't seen before. You know, it's really good. I told you I got a sneak peek of all 10. I legit watched all 10.
That's a crazy. Yeah, my boy who does press, they're like, they sent us the whole season. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
So good.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like
it's
I
really
was
funny.
just, I mean, all the fun like situational things. You know what I mean?
When I was watching her film, when I was like the last summer, and I was there on set, and while she's shooting her scenes, and it was like I was getting chills because she was running around like wearing ridiculous wigs and shit, and I was like, this is like amazing. It's like seeing like Lucille Ball or Gilda Radner like doing their thing, and I hadn't seen like an Asian girl be like over the top comedically. So I was getting chills, like behind, just watching her do her thing, and it was sick.
And I feel like it's such a good representation of like how she's just this authentic, like it's very in her element, the Nora from Queens. I feel, and it's just truly inspiring as fuck.
By the way, I really love your stand up, and I think for anybody who hasn't checked her stand up out, like there's clips online. I love.
I don't know what clips are online, but
there isn't. Okay.
No, they are online, but I don't know if the quality is good.
And then you do a lot of stuff music. I really love the musical element part too, because as a I think freestyler and battle rapper and an actual rapper, like you hear somebody freestyle and see where their mind is kind of going, like improv wise, and you could respect that like that was good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like to me, I actually like listen. I'm like I kind of see like where your mind is, how it's working, like what you're gonna freestyle like next, and it's good. Like genuinely, it's good.
No,
because I'm a rap nerd. Like I study these things. You know,
that means a lot. Truly, like coming from you, obviously, like you've been, especially seeing you like this just career that you've built for yourself. Like it's truly. I mean, it's
oh no, I mean, I was like, nah, this shit is popping now. I can't give up now.
Oh, you cannot give up now.
This is the yeah.
Even I don't even know if I've ever told you this, but like I remember seeing Awkwafina for the first time when you were doing Hotbox.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was just so cool to see these two Asian rappers like.
That was fun. We've toured colleges together. That was fun time.
I mean, to be able to be, just on a journey together, you know what I mean, with people of our same community.
I always tell people, like cats who are coming up, like really don't try to work with all these big, heroes of yours. Like work with your peers. Like those are gonna be the big stars later down the line. You know what I'm saying? I have famous friends like only because we came up together. You know what I'm saying? Not like because they were famous already. You know what I mean? And the truth is that happens after a span of 5-10 years. Like, of course, your career should be twice as big or 5 times as big. Like if you keep at it, that's what's gonna happen, and it does. Like for real. Like it's a reality in my peer group.
Yeah.
You know, and it's fucking sick.
Wow.
Seeing that, and you're like, oh shit, like this is real.
Right.
You know, like, oh shit, dreams like come true, and then like saying that cornily, but it's like,
yeah, no, truly,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking wild.
And honestly, I've only been in the game for like not that long, you know. Like, of course, I dabbled in things that were passions, and you know, just didn't quite have the resources, you know. But like seeing people like you back then, I don't even know if I ever even told you, but like clearly before we met, like I knew who you were, and I was a fan of yours. You know what I mean?
Oh, we should talk about how we met, actually.
Sure.
Yeah. So I came across her video, Sherry Cola's video, but not as Sherry Cola, actually. Her alter ego, Lil Tasty.
Yes.
And Lil Tasty was like this character who's, I couldn't even like she was a huge Laker fan, like who's constantly rapping, just has a lot of personality, and this video was going viral, and I'm assuming a lot of people thought this was like a real person, that persona was just you.
Yeah.
Well, like I really thought that for real that was you.
Well, but the thing is, it is me. You know, that's the thing. It's like it was so second nature. Everything was off the top. Like truly, like just my alter ego. And of course everything was kind of a coincidence. It just kind of came together. Like my homies were making this Luber web series, essentially Lyft and Uber, for people who got rejected from Lyft and Uber.
Yeah.
And
this was just the character on Luber.
Yeah,
right?
they were like, oh, you should do a character. And at this time, truly, like I had no real experience in this world, you know, acting or whatever. I dabble in real life. I did my thing, but and I just kind of put together Lil Tasty, and the name just came like, because I told myself it has to be a rapper, because that's just fun for me, you know?
Yeah.
And then Lil Tasty, the name just sounded cute, and I legit had the Kobe Bryant jersey in my closet. Okay, I might start crying right now, because it's you know.
And it was like a big part of your character too.
Absolutely, it was the most like important part of the character, aside from hip hop, and it's literally hip hop and Kobe Bryant. Like those were the themes of Lil Tasty, you know, and of course being Asian. And I just had the jersey in my closet, and I had that hat. I just threw on some Timbs. I don't know. It was so random, but it was on a whim.
And then you see this video, and like there's just so many little gems in it, and like one-liners that were so funny, like holding the banana and be like, I'd be silly sometimes. Like, and I remember seeing the video. I found it so funny. I was sharing it with the homies. Like that video is getting shared. I see the comments in the video. People are like, just like, I love this. This is my spirit animal. Like those kind of comments. Like people really thought this character is mad funny. And I'm seeing it. It's so natural that I'm like, who is this girl? I hit her up. I meet you, and you're not Lil Tasty. Like you just like, I'm Sherry. It's like. I mean, it's not that it's super different, but you're obviously going way more into the raps and everything there.
Yeah, and it was really surreal, because people were coming up to me quoting these raps.
Yeah.
Like, I got $4 for that Mickey D's. Your dick is cheese. Ooh, that's gross. Like, the people were still like rapping this to me in real life. I'm like, this is ridiculous stuff. I was just like making up in the moment.
But that's
and, like,
what I'm saying. That's
it.
why it's good, because it was good because you can tell you were freestyling it. Like a real freestyler knows like how that goes, like how where it's going. You know what I'm saying? That's not scripted or whatnot.
You know, I do have to give props to the homies, you know, Rick and Adam, who cut it up and made it pretty. You know what I mean? Because truly, that's part of why it was so funny as well. But yeah, that 7-Eleven video, that's the one that really went viral, and it was like, you know, 1 million views in 24 hours, which is a lot for someone who's never gotten 1 million views in 24 hours, you know? And, you know, people were so taken aback by this character. And I think that's what's really important, you know, like why it made such an impact, because people were looking at Lil Tasty like a creature that they can't wrap their heads around, you know? Who is this, like, chick who's, like, not what I'm used to, you know? This wasn't the Asian stereotype. You know, Lil Tasty was just this breath of fresh air that said the darnest things, and you know, especially with people all over the country, like they had never seen an Asian girl like this before. But these Asian girls exist.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, and I have, you know, there's been many conversations about it since, you know, especially in the cultural climate. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, you know, even I don't know. It's like these people like Lil Tasty truly exist.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
and even for me, we're influenced by hip hop, and
Yeah.
like growing up, all I watched was Fresh Prince and Living Single, and listen to Nelly.
That's
Nelly
that's
of all
the
people.
thing. I mean, that's why like a lot of that conversation gets washed, but it's like it's hard to even really debate it online. You can't,
Right.
because everyone has a different perspective on it. And the problem is like you have Asians attacking other Asians because they grew up differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is so bullshit and like unfair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the truth is like, yeah, like you could have grown up like in the Midwest and had a different experience. We grew up here.
Yeah.
We were around a lot of Asians that were like, I remember we still figuring out what it means to be Asian American.
Totally.
Honestly, like we weren't growing up. It was like you were either a whitewashed Asian or
Right.
like a blackwashed Asian.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
There was no box for us,
Yeah.
and truly it was more relatable to love the other side, anything that wasn't white. You know what I mean? That was more relatable for us.
Oh, for sure.
Because we didn't know what did we have? We had Jackie Chan. You know what I mean? We had Yao Ming, especially in our generation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I think that's annoying, and it's like not fair to like point at people like that, because it's like even black people get it. Like in their neighborhood, somebody be like, "You sound like a whitewashed black dude."
Sure,
You know,
sure.
it's like the fuck out of here. Like how is
Right.
somebody? It's corny.
I've had, so many conversations about this, and I feel like Lil Tasty was more so embracing the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Appreciating the culture,
I mean, it's a lot of the comedy you grew up with too. Like
Sure.
Living Single
Yeah.
was like in Living Color, like we
Right.
were talking about all that stuff.
Yeah, and like, Nicki Minaj, for example, having a song like Chung Lee, you know what I mean? And she rocks Asian tattoos. Like,
Right.
yo, appreciate it. Hell yeah. You know what I mean?
I was not even,
do
like,
your
really
thing.
mad about
but
that,
that's what I'm
honestly.
saying. Exactly. It's like if we're just embracing cultures, it all depends. Obviously, there's a fine line.
Right.
It depends. But anyway, I think Lil Tasty was just like something special for sure.
I was talking about this with Bobby Lee because do you remember like when Miss Swan came out?
Yeah.
On Mad TV? For some reason, like I wasn't offended by that at the time. Like looking back, I can see how like obviously there was like
Right.
things, but it was such a bizarre, hilarious character at the
Sure.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't thinking about that. Maybe I was just too young too, but I was not offended by that character. I don't know why.
I think back then I actually thought she was Asian. Like
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I think now that I'm like realizing it, I never even thought about it because I thought she was Asian.
Well, people, obviously the Asian community complains about that character because it's like, they're doing the caricature.
Yeah.
What was her tagline or some shit? But
I forgot.
I don't know. Either way, I
Yeah.
thought it was funny at the time. I
Yeah.
remember not being offended. I thought it was funny, and me and Bobby were talking about how it was more like bizarre.
Yeah.
Because Mad TV had these like super bizarre
Yeah.
characters. It was
Yeah.
more weird and bizarre than like offensive almost,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can honestly say the same thing about Bangkwikwi, technically.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like there
Or-
was just so many.
They went all
Yeah,
they went in like Joker, little Joker. I think they had they had these crazy characters.
Props to them.
They
for
you
just
know what? I gotta give them love because they
pushing
went
the
in on
limits.
everybody
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So honestly, I
Yeah.
think they kind of did everybody. They went in on
Yeah.
everybody. It's not one person.
Yeah.
They did all the stereotypes on that.
Yeah,
shit.
it's so interesting because like with Lil Tasty, like I am truly being more mindful about it because she was truly
I'm
creative.
sure you got some shit for it. Like
Sure,
I
sure.
can see that. Like
Like the 1% though. I mean, truly, like
Right.
everyone for the most
But
part
that's what I'm saying.
fucked with her.
There's times
Yeah.
where things get done well comedically,
Sure.
and you don't get shit for it. And I think
Right.
that's what's important about comedy. It has to come from an authentic place and something
Yeah.
like if you're making fun of a culture, right? You have to be familiar with the culture.
Sure.
I think like Russell Peters does that really well, where he talks about he'll talk about like 5 different Asians, and
Right.
like all the differences that
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And it's like that social and cultural awareness that makes the comedy
Yeah.
funny, and that gives you like this
Yeah.
pass on making fun of a thing. Like
Totally.
I battle different
Interesting.
ethnic groups.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I didn't
sure.
come off racist because I know how to do it.
Sure.
And you gotta know how to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't know it though, you will come off completely
Right.
whack.
That's the thing with Lil Tasty. Like there's a lot to wrap my head around it, but like it was to me so natural and authentic in my head because that's like literally all these things that I'm saying off the top. Like
Yeah.
it's truly that second nature because of what I've absorbed,
Right.
in my 30 years. And I don't know. It's all interesting. And because I was legit like, creating this like narrative, this half hour on Lil Tasty, putting her in this grounded scenario, so many things up my sleeve that I still want to do, now I don't know at all because Kobe Bryant, so I don't even know what my feelings are. And
maybe you could do like a tribute, to Kobe through the character,
like a music video tribute,
or like some kind of like I don't know. It's like a tough way.
It's really tough,
but rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
I literally was.
We're shooting this a day after finding about the news, and I know it was emotional for you.
Shattered.
I saw your IG
truly
story.
Shattered.
Yeah,
like
you were really going off.
Because we grow up, especially once again our generation, like growing up in LA County, as SoCal, like Kobe is.
Yeah,
everything.
you're LA. I'm LA to the bone, like two different areas, SGV, Koreatown.
But that's something we clinged onto as as the Asian community, the Lakers.
It's so crazy. Yeah, Lakers, Kobe Bryant is such a fucking symbol.
81 points, 3-peat. Like literally we all witnessed these games. Kobe with the long
Kobe
hair.
It was emotional because Kobe was one of the few times like me and my dad had shared moments, like we would watch the games together. Other than that motherfucker was behind the newspaper and shit.
No, truly same. And I actually immediately called my dad, which was
I did the same shit. I texted my dad. I was like Kobe died, and I put like a sad emoji, and my dad just responded like super sad too. I was like, and it was so weird that I text. I don't text my dad about news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing. Like I don't go like, you felt that earthquake? No,
Right.
But Kobe news was like, I knew that's something that he would actually care about the news.
It's just so devastating. Like I mean, 41 and like his daughter as well. It's just It's just these moments you really ask like why. It's so interesting. He is the last person I thought this would happen.
It was just one of those tragic freak accident things, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's scary about fucking life more than anything. It's like dying like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, that's the fucking most unpredictable shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially because that's like his helicopter that he takes like daily. You know what I mean? And
I don't know, this helicopter thing. Like, I always find some wild shit with helicopters.
Well,
like,
wasn't the Aaliyah
helicopters
plane?
in general?
No.
That's
no,
like
that was
that's
like
one
a
of those
smaller
small.
one,
But those shits are scary too. But I think like helicopters are just dangerous, right?
Because don't you feel like it's always like?
I mean, I haven't gone on enough helicopter rides.
I haven't at all.
But they seem pretty dangerous.
It's a tiny little. I mean, it's popsicle sticks. You know what I mean?
You could stand up do this, and the helicopter will move, right? Like.
It's like a baby bird
that's
just leaving the nest. It's so sad. And yeah, truly, we were talking about like, I don't think I've ever cried over a celebrity aside from Kobe and Aaliyah.
Same.
When I was in seventh grade.
I cried over like literally hearing this news. Hit me with a shock first, and then the more I just kind of went through my feed, it just kind of hit me more. And then daughter was like, forget about it.
Yeah.
After the daughter, I found out the daughter was involved. Oh my gosh.
I can't even imagine the wife. Like,
it's crazy.
How she's processing right now.
It's a little bit only over 24 hours about it. It's like insane.
Yeah.
I just, it was so crazy. Imagine like people right by the crash site, you still see the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
That shit was so weird to me. Like, the fact that there's this crowd forming like hours after the crash. So you literally have people like, not far from you. That it just happened.
What's like really like makes me like so sad is like I don't even know in what form a person is when they you know what I mean? I'm like when they find people or like when I don't even.
That's what I'm saying. It must be so intense for firefighters or somebody to come across the site like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's anyway, it's just seriously rest in peace Kobe, because he was
Kobe. We lost definitely a great.
The fucking greatest.
It was like
in our generation.
Yeah, it's like Kobe was just like an adjective for greatness or like working harder or some shit. Us
playing beer pong. Kobe, even Kanye. I feel like Kobe, like literally everything. This dude was.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That.
I don't want to. I don't know where else to go.
No,
with
but
that
pretty
one.
much. Kobe is an example of hard work, which now is even more, of a reason to keep going what we do. You know what I mean? The passion and the hard work, and to be able to make an impact like he did.
The crazy thing is he's young, man. 41.
41.
That's young.
And he was about to do so much, and like That it really puts things into perspective, though. Like we gotta keep grinding and make sure, like, our purpose is fulfilled.
That's why I also feel like, and the other side of that, working hard is one thing, but I also think you got to just like smell the flowers and enjoy life.
Also true.
Because Kobe was all about hard work, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of thinking this other side too, where it's like, do I want to just work you gotta, if you work on things that you love, then it's not work too. So I guess in that way you can balance it out. But I also don't want to just work and then something happens and I regret not enjoying life too. Spending time with loved ones.
That's true.
Things like that.
That's true. Because sometimes I can get very much in that busy bee zone miss some calls that I shouldn't miss. You know what I mean?
And death like that kind of puts things in perspective of that, right? I mean, at least for him, I feel like after he did retire, like that was his thing. Mm-hmm. That's what he wanted to do, spend time with his family. And that's the tragic part. It's like right when you're about to start doing that, this happens,
It's heartbreaking.
That's the real heartbreaking part. It's like all that's, he also did love what he did. So it's not like just all work.
Yeah.
But,
and they were always like by his side and stuff like that. It's just, truly, hopefully we leave a legacy, but I mean, I think we're on the path to fulfilling Kobe's legacy. Hopefully we can.
Yeah. I mean, he's left a great legacy. Do you think about your own legacy?
I absolutely do. Because especially, as an immigrant, something I think about all the time is like, I don't want my parents to have come here for no reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm the only child of my parents. And I already exceeded the expectations, like truly, because my mom just wanted to work hard and like, she doesn't mind if I'm just like comfortable, like get, be an RN or whatever, not that that's like, comfortable. Yeah. They make a lot of money, nurses, right? I don't even know. But
nurses are pissed right now. Yeah. I have a huge nurse demographic, actually. Yeah.
Listen, the registered nurse representation is at an all-time low. But yeah, I like, we legit never would have dreamt that I would be on TV. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like,
you're on this. Is it renewed for a third season?
Yeah.
Wow,
we're about
congrats.
to in like a really fast turnaround. You're
on a
by
show
the way.
called Good Trouble.
Yes,
on
it's on
Freeform.
Freeform, and also available on Hulu. If you want to binge.
And on Hulu. And they just finished. The second season is airing right now, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's renewed for a third season. Could you?
Isn't that? I mean,
you're on third season of a TV show. That's
blessings.
Crazy. Most TV shows don't make it one season.
Right. I mean, truly blessings. And like, I'm actually really proud of the show. You know, the substance and the focus on social issues. And my storyline is something that I've never seen growing up. You know what I mean? And it really, it's upbeat, it's sexy, it's funny. Like, I really think
you're proud of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm like, I'm grateful for that. That I actually love the work.
And that is so important because I feel like in Hollywood, it kind of sucks because you go out for auditions and you can just be in 10 seasons of some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right, but financially stable, but not creatively fulfilling.
And you get lucky when you're on a project that's tight. Like, I'm very proud to be on Aquafina's Comedy Central show and that it's renewed for a second. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Hell yeah.
And even for you, your show too, it's super diverse and talking about all types of topics, and you're the only Asian character on it. So, like, a lot of the storylines would probably go through you if there was anything Asian related, right? Or something.
And the showrunner is actually really open to my ideas as well, which is dope. And of course, dope. With the words, playing with the words as well. So it's truly best case scenario.
That's dope.
But yeah, what's funny? Speaking of Nora from Queensville, I just met Teresa last night.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sick.
I'm just and I was
showrunner.
Yeah, showrunner for Nora from Queens, and she said, I was just congratulating her on season 2, and it's gonna be exciting. I know I'm trying to hop up in that as a guest star, doing some like shenanigans because all the guest stars are so funny and they get to do like outlandish things.
No, they killed it with like all little guests. All the,
Michelle Buteau. I mean,
from like Jabuki,
Celia. All. No, I don't want to. I don't want to give too much away. Shit, but low key, we're just like, my bad.
I just totally realized it just spoiled match. I mean, it's fine.
No. What is all that a secret? I don't know.
No, I think it's fine.
No, cut it out if anything. But honestly, the grandma flashback, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Fire. Do you know that one?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Do I need to cut that?
You might have to cut it out.
I don't edit this shit.
No, what if we beep?
I'm not
beeps.
cutting this shit out.
Put
No,
beeps.
it's going up. It's
Put
going
beeps.
up. It's fine. People are gonna want to watch it more because
for sure.
We didn't spoil storylines.
Oh, not at all. It's just fire. Like all 10 episodes, flames.
Yeah,
fire.
no, I'm
Fuego.
stoked. And you know, like what you just said though, like, you know, it was hard to fathom that, you know, there's just gonna be like tons of us just on television.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you and I and like
what a
all our
time.
like I have literally
Wow.
multiple close friends in my circle that like are all on television.
Yeah, and the other half is behind the scenes.
That's
Ken
what I'm
Chang,
saying.
the
Yeah,
announcement just now, like
Ken,
he's
Jessica
out
Gao,
here. Yes.
You know, Jimmy O Yang.
Yes.
and,
Shout
like,
to Jimmy O Yang.
Just literally homies will just grab drinks with, and like everybody at the table is on fucking TV. And we're not in just like a Best Buy commercial, like assisting somebody with a Philip Hue light bulb. It's
right.
Like, it's
hashtag ad. But yeah,
I shout out Philip Hue so much. Like, I had like girls I've hollered at, and they just think I'm so fucking cheesy. They pull up to the crib and I have a purple light on and shit. It's like the new age.
So what is your strategy out here in these?
It's corny. It's like a Philip Hue light bulb is like the modern day putting on Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On." It's like.
You just have the 4-pack.
Yeah, like I have this homegirl who just roasts me all the time. Like we used to like see each other hook up, and then afterwards, like we're still friends. But she still roasts me about these damn Philip Hue light bulbs. And if you see my IG story, I'm at the crib. And it's always like purple or red or blue. It just like I don't know. The lighting just puts me in a different mood. You know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure.
it just calms you down a little.
The vibes, it breaks down the walls. You know what I mean? It's like because bright light is very like alarming. I feel very awake right now.
But I could see how a girl comes there's like, what are you trying to do? I'm just like, nah, I enjoy this when I'm alone too. Like, you know.
But if you see a cute little boo thing at the bar, like what's dumb?
The thing with me though, my cold call game is really weak. Like I'm shy. Like I don't walk up to girls and be like, yo, what's good? Like I don't. Real talk. People think that I am good at that. You know.
Sure.
Because I am social, you know, but I'm like, you know, like I don't have the, so usually it's like my boy, like I have my boy Rex Dizzy with me who's like wild, he has no filter.
Love him.
He'll walk up and say some wild shit and I'll just come in there like, my boy's crazy.
So that's me in the operation. I am Rex.
Okay, you're that kid. Yeah.
Like literally I'm just like the funny friend sometimes, for well now that I'm realizing that I'm actually pretty good looking. I'm not kidding. I only barely realized.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have confidence or what?
It's not that I had confidence through my personality, but then I realized, a bitch got both.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Truly,
if somebody shows you some intent, you gotta, know,
wow.
right?
No, it's so interesting because I've just been gambling on my personality for so many years, and like just growing up with so many like hot friends, if you will, like when we go to parties, like
you feel like everyone has the role, like that's the hot friend.
Sure,
you're
like
the person that, like everybody. Yeah.
I don't expect to be hit on, you know what I mean? But
I've always, it's not like I didn't think I was good looking or not. I always put the humor first.
Right,
you know what I mean? I always think that's a stronger thing to
for sure
step in with.
I'm just like picturing you like, what if you just legit like rapped to girls?
Nah, hell no.
But like pointing out what they're wearing.
That's annoying shit. It's like you tell them you're a rapper, they're like, rap some shit.
But like don't even talk, just like walk up, be like mini skirt.
Nah.
Mini skirt.
No, but the end of the night when I'm drunk, it's like me and the boys freestyle and the girl sitting on the side. It's like, are they gonna do this all night? That's what happens. We've definitely scared some girls away with raps.
Wow.
It's the most pathetic thing. And like we're in a circle, like me and four of my friends drunk as fuck freestyling. We're all happy and shit.
Yeah.
And we came with girls, and next thing you know, we lift our heads from the cipher, and there's no girls.
From the cipher.
Like, it turns out we've been freestyling till 4 a.m. The girls left because this is whack.
Wow, yeah. That's so funny.
While we were switching over instrumentals on YouTube, it's
really
the most
fun.
pathetic fucking thing.
So you still freestyle a lot, like that's
when we're drunk, we'll go. Like I'm not as much, but there was definitely a time I was a fucking addict. Like I was a freestyle addict. Like I've been playing college shows since I was like 16, 17 years old, right? And there's there's always like a college after party. I go and I'm freestyling. I'm trying to impress people and shit. And I was still doing that up until like just a couple years ago and shit.
But that's what people like. You're so good at it that people obviously like want you know
that
what
was
I mean?
my thing, but
It's so unpredictable. That's the thing. It's like literally unpredictable.
I was
That's cool.
I went to an open mic where literally I had OGs that were like almost 50 years old who still who are freestyle maniacs. Like they're like almost 50 and you still go to a function when we run into these OGs and they're still going the fuck off. Like
wait, I just remember this and I wanted to bring this up because I keep forgetting to tell you. Speaking of freestyling at parties, I actually met you at a party.
Oh really?
Legit,
like a while back?
I think this is maybe 2008.
Oh wow, that's 12 years ago.
Yeah, like I said, I of course I knew of you and all that stuff, you know. Well, actually, I don't know if I knew of you before this.
What party was it?
Fitum.
Oh my god. Jesus, a Fitum party?
Specific.
I was definitely trying to holler at some ABGs or something.
You're trying to get some free clothes.
Yeah.
I was with I think two of my homegirls, and they were hot. You know what I mean?
Was I freestyling?
You were freestyling. No, but it's kind of blurry because I don't know if I was drinking that night. It's still kind of a blurry memory, but what I do remember is your homie Lyric? No.
Yeah.
Lyrics.
Lyraflip. Lyraflip.
That
wow.
one. I'm sorry, that one.
That's crazy. That's a throw. Like that's like we were in the same crew.
Swim
back
team.
Swim
No,
team,
I remember. That's when I first, I think, got introduced to who you were.
He's actually an amazing freestyler too. He's a sick freestyler.
I want to say that's the first time I realized who you were, and I probably looked you up after that. You know what I mean? But I specifically remember us on the balcony, and like me and my two girlfriends, and you and I think this other one. There was another one who was kind of shorter, maybe Filipino.
No, it was another Filipino guy.
Bald?
Maybe his name was he Metaflow? Was his name?
No, the names are so funny. They're like Transformers.
My crew name. So we all had like there was a girl named Rogue in our crew.
Oh, that's kind of tight.
Psychosis. Open Mike Eagle, who actually has a comedy show, New Negroes, on Comedy Central.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Do you know Open Mike Eagle? Have you ever heard of him?
Yes, I have.
He's on a lot of podcasts too, but he was in our crew and he's gone on to do a lot of, our swim team crew.
Yeah, I can't remember what this one's name was.
There's a guy named Verbs. Okay, I'm just going down.
But the point is, just shout out to all those people. Throwback. But I remember specifically this Lyraflip. Y'all were freestyling, and then he said the line, "I'm gonna suck a basketball through a plastic straw."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Actually,
that's syllables.
You sure that wasn't my line? I feel like I probably
maybe
said
that was you.
That sounds like some shit I would have done. Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, that was a pretty sus line. If he said, "I'm gonna suck a basketball."
It was his coming out party. Straw. It was his coming out party, and we were all
that wasn't my line. That was his line. That was definitely his line.
No, legit though. But that's a fun fact. I haven't told you yet.
That's amazing.
But yeah, Fitum. I met you technically in 2008.
I know that was me. 2008, I definitely was trying to holler at some girls at Fitum. Like,
wait, how do you even like get invited to that? I don't even remember how I got invited to that.
There's a whole like cliche that a lot of Asian girls from K-Town, they don't know what to do after high school, so they go to Fitum. That's a thing. Like a lot of girls go to fashion school, you know.
Right.
A lot of the ABG.
Sure.
Types, so that was like we always like there's a mad cute Asian girls at Fitum. Like that's our thing.
So fun.
I don't know what our in was to that Fitum party.
I remember those days, just the random parties that we would just show up to, especially in that college era. You know, we would just show up to a party and like. It's I kind of miss that. I miss a good house party. You know what I mean?
2008, I was 21 years old.
Wow. Wait. Right. I was underage. I was out here
crazy.
Being bad.
Yeah.
And we would go to BCD after, Avi.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun time. Just bobbing around the LA scene, you know.
So I was literally a witness to you freestyling to Cuties.
I guess. I mean, you know, like I went like people ask me like I get a lot of interview questions about like you know, like, how did you get into rap? Because, you know, I've done some social commentary in my raps too, and they're like, what inspired you to get into hip hop? And really, it was just to get girls and free weed and alcohol. Like that's the honest truth, though. Like, I loved listening to hip hop music, but like when I go to parties, like I loved rapping to impress girls. I mean, straight up.
Truly, it's that whole Sigmund Freud thing. Like everything we do, it's for sex.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is that wrong. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty on point. I mean,
like, you know, the opposite sex. A lot of times, like it's like the most tribal instinct, animal instinct thing, but just developed into freestyles.
Even like just every day, the way we dress, you know, you think, maybe I might see someone that I would want to impress, or and then I don't know. It's so interesting how everything is. When you're.
That's
when
the
you're,
only reason we changed our underwear, right? Like, we might smash. Like, if we didn't, would you? I mean, do we need to change it every goddamn day?
That's deep. That's deep.
I'm just
actually, I would though, because I'm pretty. I'm pretty intense with like the baby wipes. I like have baby wipes in my. Wait, do you use baby wipes?
Huh?
For your I
have
like,
to. Oh, you mean like after taking a shit?
Yeah. The baby wipe awareness.
Yeah, I think that like a lot of Asians do that.
I'm so into it now, and I can't stop because I'm like, I can't believe I ever pooped and just straight up wiped with toilet paper only.
Well, a lot of places have what's it called? Duvets.
Do you use that?
What is it called? Is it called duvet?
Bidet.
Duvets.
Duvet.
The sheet, the cover of the blanket.
Bublé? Michael Bublé?
Yeah, bidets. Yeah. I have used it in like overseas and stuff. Like I don't have it installed in my
right.
You know, like American toilets don't have it. But it's kind of the same idea.
Sure.
Because it's wetting either, your bum. So when you use the tissue, it's wet. It's like a moist towelette. Turns it into a moist towelette.
Oh, I have legit, like sometimes I forget baby wipes, and I'm in a public place. I will literally like with my pants like down, like waddle up to the sink, get like a paper towel.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've done it.
And waddle back.
I've done it.
But sometimes even not in a single bathroom. Sometimes even with like stalls, and I just see if anyone's there.
Oh, I've ran out of toilet paper. I've waddled to the kitchen for the paper towel.
For sure.
I've done that.
Trust me, the struggle is real at my apartment. Sometimes we play a game of chicken of who buys toilet paper. I was rocking Starbucks napkins for a week.
Yeah. That's
you know what I mean?
It's crazy how no matter how well you do, you still can run out of toilet paper.
I cannot imagine Beyonce doing anything
you gotta like as soon as she runs out of toilet paper, someone's getting fired.
No, but like
someone's getting fired.
I can't imagine her even farting. Can you even imagine?
It's gonna be like pitch perfect.
Go straight to the studio. Go straight to the studio and record it.
No, for real though. Yeah, I mean it's a ridiculous level of rich and successfulness.
Is that your goal? Like whose career do you think is fucking goals?
Damn, whose career is goal? I mean, a lot like all these people who have successful, but I like the paths that these super famous people go and they kind of disappear and only have to come out once in a while. Like kind of like the Donald Glover, the Frank Ocean.
That's a good one.
Like Frank Ocean too, like who like does a show once 3 years or some shit.
And the people and you're in high demand.
Still wait for you. And it's still on high demand. You don't have to do mad shit. Like right now, I was joking around about this to the homie. Like I work entertainment jobs like an immigrant drives Uber and does Postmates. I do podcasts. I do acting, rap. I'm the new age immigrant hustler.
Facts,
but I don't. At some point, I want to slow down and be able to focus on projects.
That's true.
I'm taking on all types of shit.
Right, the quality over quantity thing.
I have to kind of do that a little bit, and I think the more I want to be successful enough to buy me more time. That's the most important thing. I mean, you can't really buy time, but you can you can relax a little bit on focusing on one thing.
That's interesting. Donald Glover is a good example, especially because of the acting as well as the music.
Yeah, like I mean, he's definitely somebody I would love to model my career after because I am kind of in the same lane where I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something.
You're right. He has goals. Issa Rae as well. That's one that I'm just like, yo.
Lena Waithe.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
I always like these, like to me, I always say that I think that's why we're in a good position because we talked about this earlier about how when you were raised and you felt like a fish out of water, even in your own community, right? And I think those people we mentioned are the same. Like Donald Glover is like from Atlanta and he was like the weirdo black kid, you know, and but then when you're in that perspective, you can look from the outside in on your own community, which is great for storytelling.
Totally.
Issa Rae is the same way.
Awkward black girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do with my own community.
Sure.
Because if someone's going to make fun of my own community, it's going to be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be any other motherfucker coming in and try to exploit Koreatown. Which there's so many people who've been trying to do that.
Exactly.
And I try to step up for K-Town heads because I be with the K-Town heads and I see these guys. I'm like, and not all of them are, script writers or whatever. I'm like, if no one's going to speak up and tell their story, someone's going to come in and try to make fun of it, exploit the neighborhood. I want to do it right.
Absolutely. That's what I love. Yeah, and I know you have some stuff up your sleeve as well. But same with the 626, you know, that perspective, like we still haven't seen a deep dive into that world, which is not far from, you know, LA, you know what I mean? It's literally a very specific, you know, I was smoking cigarettes till 3 a.m. at boba shops, you know what I mean? Just like for no damn reason. And like just such niche experiences that I have some stuff up my sleeve as well.
That's great.
But you're right. Even another thing is like the sketch show that I've literally been trying to, it's still up my sleeve. It's been, you know, here and there. But I want to do that because I want to make fun. I want to be the one to, you know, kind of poke fun at us.
We see that even with, like, I was talking to Justin Chan about this. We see our own community of Asians trying to like make fun of a group of like communities that they're not even a part of.
Sure.
And I don't like that either.
Right.
Just because you're Asian doesn't mean you know that world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're a Korean dude doesn't mean you know Koreatown.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't like that because they come in and they see this like funniness of it, and it almost feels like they're making fun of locals.
Yeah.
And I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That it just rubs me the wrong way.
Drop names. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
What's the ad, bro? Drop the ad. Yeah, no.
I love it.
No,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like that. And I've seen it every day. I hear about some new K-Town show in development, and I look up the writer or the producer. I'm like, the fuck out of here. This motherfucker, fuck out of here.
I feel you. Yeah, because some people who are out of that world and didn't grow up in it are like, ooh, it's so fascinating. I want to know more. I want to build, you know, a show around it. But it's like, you didn't live it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they're like, oh, it's so exciting. The night karaoke's, the all-you-can-eat Korean barbecues. And, you know, I'm like, the fuck out of here, dude. Like, and I already know the type of characters they're trying to make comedic and shit. And I'm like, it rubs me the wrong way.
I feel the exact same way about 626. That's why it's like, we got to fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is our pitch. Give us money. Because that's.
Yeah, please. I mean, so I got worked up with this.
his blood vessel.
God damn.
The veins about to pop.
To rip out my K-Town
I get
tattoo.
it.
Like,
no,
shit.
I get it. No, I totally get it. 100%. Because the stories need to be authentic. You know?
Yeah.
It needs to be authentic.
And I think you get it because you're also from a neighborhood that has its own microcosm. You know?
Absolutely. And it's a peek into that culture that I hope comes to light.
What else you got in the works before we start kind of wrapping this up, I guess?
I mean, I'm Good Trouble on Freeform and Hulu, first and foremost. Little things here and there, little films I've done, but, you know, hopefully they see the light of day soon. And there's actually a show coming out on E called Funny Dance Show that I'm on. It's like comedians dance battling and stuff. Because you know me, I got the moves, I got the hips.
You're on a lot of people's radars, I will say that, because I'm sorry, I was just checking out the battery life.
Oh.
No, you're on a lot of people's radars because you're on my radar. You know, I'm developing something, and people, like, I remember I posted my sister. I had lunch with her, and I had friends like, "Is that Cherry Cola?"
No, I thought the same thing. We look alike.
And that was crazy. So I was thinking in my head, like, damn, like, yeah, if I develop something which I am, that'd be a great choice. Like,
that means a lot.
I would love to, and I think we would vibe and riff off of each other.
Oh,
really
100%.
Well. That'd be sick.
And thank you for keeping me in mind. That's what excites me about, you know, all these projects that are happening, you know, even with Ken's and things that our community and our peers have up their sleeves. Like, we're just all gonna work with each other, and I'm so excited.
It's true.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and we're gonna have each other in mind for casting and all that stuff, which
without
is
a
great.
doubt. Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me on your radar. I know I recently made a list that had nothing to do with my publicist. It was just like, I made this list of like 11 Asian American comics who need to be on your radar in 2020.
Yeah.
And like, that meant a lot to me because
I
for
saw
me,
that was great. Yeah.
For me, like, it was like with Joakim Booster and like, you know, Jimmy O Yang, people I've been watching,
Ronnie
you know.
Chang,
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean,
like,
but you are a peer to them, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I'm truly honored by it because with stand up, we know it's like not overnight. You know that
and
I know.
You're out here like every night. You're
I'm
trying to go
to
to some comedy.
I'm trying.
And I will say that's the like, I want to be in that scene, and that's been the difficult part. In LA, it's a little bit harder than New York because
Right.
you can't cover all the ground. It's like so far from each other.
Yeah.
And but I've been seeing you do that, and that's amazing.
I try to,
roast
especially
battles to.
I do what I do,
Yeah.
you know, and that's fun too, because you know we just love to talk shit, you know.
Yeah.
So being a judge on roast battle, that was fun. But that's the thing, just dabbling in any way, exercising, you know, because
Yeah.
it's as grateful I am to like have a day job, you know, when I am shooting the TV show. Like we have to be prepared and we have to keep exercising our quick wit.
That's the one thing about
You know what I mean?
I really respect about you. You're out here every day, auditions, a comedy show, an IG,
Yeah, I'm trying.
100 IG stories.
I mean, honey,
like,
a swipe up goes a long way. You know what I mean? But
nah, you go in.
I with stand up, like I just really hope to keep pushing, because with stand up, you have to put in those hours. Like you could book a role as an actor, your first role ever, and it change your life.
Right.
But with stand up, you're not taken
It's
seriously
true.
unless you are actually
But the
putting in those
reward
hours.
is so great
100%.
because you get to just do 100% you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's one thing I love about stand up. You don't have to try to be anything. You
Sure.
just go and when 1,000 to 10,000 people, like you know Joel Coy, right? Like that motherfucker's filling up stadiums. Like
Goals.
that is a crazy goal for me. Like
Yeah.
you go up with just you, nothing, no DJ,
Yeah.
no music. It's like I think that's a fucking crazy accomplishment,
And
dude.
thousands of people just listening to you
Yeah.
talk for an hour.
That's crazy that many people fuck with you. Like one person,
Yeah.
right? You're like,
Right.
damn, like
Yeah.
you go into a bar, like most people don't fuck with you, you know?
Right,
like,
right.
like
Like no heads turn. You know what I mean?
that
Goals.
is incredible.
Goals.
Yeah, but
Truly.
I think you're on your way.
Likewise, dude.
Yeah, so much love, Sherry Cola. Check
you,
her
bro.
out if you're not familiar. I promise you won't regret it. This is a great energy to throw into your life. Yeah.
Love you. Thank
Tune
you.
in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb. Peace.